All right, let's jump into this thing. All right, guys. So another Monday, school is in session. Today, we're gonna learn about methylation and homocysteine, which is the marker that we use that all of you guys know. Well, know of if you got your results back. And we look at this as a proxy of the methylation system. So, real quick, if your guys' homocysteine levels were high, put a 1 in the chat. Write a 1 in the chat. If you guys don't know where the chat is, for the button that says chat. That will be it. I'm putting mine there because mine was through the fucking roof. I think I beat everybody. Mine was 23. So mine was the highest homocysteine level I've ever seen in my life, actually. What else? Just Michelle? That's it? We only got one homocysteine in here? Come on now. Who else? Nobody else even knows, do you guys?
Make me check your blood work.
I pull up a goddamn blood work, right? I'm going to pull up somebody's random report right now. All right. That's it. Who's it going to be? I'm going to check somebody. Can I randomly check someone?
I am.
Yeah, randomly check somebody.
You could randomly check mine. I don't remember. I think I was high, but I don't remember.
I remember yours. Yours was just recent.
Nikia's homocysteine is elevated.
I don't remember mine either. You could check mine.
You're in here. Wait, are you lifting right now, Nikia?
I'm here. No, I'm not lifting. I'm here. I couldn't remember. I was just going to my email to look it up.
We got you. By the way, Nikia over here, she's a beast. She squatted. What'd you squat, like 220 or some shit?
No, I think more than that.
Oh, I don't know. Okay, well, shit.
245.
245. God damn. That's a beast.
Oh, no, that was my hip thrust. I don't remember.
Oh, okay. All right. No, your hip thrust is even higher, I think it was 220. If I got that right, I'm fucking awesome.
Yes.
All right. Oh, we got a lot of people in here. Okay.
I was gonna say
Taylor, Britt, you guys are both high? Shit. Okay. 7.8 is not too high. All right, so we got a lot of people in here. All right. So let's dive into what the hell this means. Okay. All right. You guys don't see my screen, right? Yep. I'm not just looking at this myself. Okay. All right. So here we go. Methylation is the body's on-off switch. All right. I'm going to try to make this understandable because it's a little bit weird and complex. So this is essentially like a tagging system. Okay. Your body, we'll dive into a little biochemistry here. There's these things called methyl groups. Okay. Which is 1 carbon and 3 hydrogens. Okay. So that's a methyl group, 1 and then 3. All right. These methyl groups are important because they help do a lot of stuff. Okay. They help recycle cells. They help apply damage. They help repair DNA. They help create neurotransmitters like dopamine. They help detoxify things like hormones, estrogen, testosterone, whatever. All these processes require methyl groups. They require methylation. Okay. So much so that this process of donating a methyl group happens 1 billion times a second. 1 billion times a second. It's nuts, okay? It turns genes on and off, the expression of the genes. It pretty much changes what these genes are doing, okay? And it's involved in just about everything. Now, I'm going to go over the entire system here. This is pretty much, in about 5 minutes, you're going to understand what the hell this means, and you'll forever understand what homocysteine is. So methionine, okay? It all starts here. This guy right here is the fuel tank, okay? This is an amino acid. It's an essential amino acid, meaning that it's an amino acid that you have to get through your diet, okay? We don't generate this on our own. We have to eat this, okay? This amino acid is found in all your favorite proteins, okay? So we're getting this probably, especially with everybody's protein intake here, everybody's probably getting enough methionine, okay? Now, what's important is methionine is essentially just floating around the body all day long with these methyl groups ready to donate these methyl groups, okay? When it sees a cell in need, okay, again, a cell that something that needs to be detoxified, something that needs to be repaired, then it has to donate that methyl group, okay? When it gets prepared to donate that methyl group, then it turns into something called SAMe with the help of ATP, which is just energy. Okay, so it's just a chemical reaction. Okay, this SAMe is essentially the guy that donates it to the cell. Wherever he's going, it turns into SAMe. Think of it like a little, think of methionine as like a big boat. And then this is like the little raft that comes from the big boat that go to another cell to deliver the stuff. Okay. Now, here's the important part. When methionine donates that methyl group, it's left with homocysteine. Homocysteine is essentially like a tag. It's saying, hey, this methionine only has homocysteine now, meaning that it does not have the methyl group because it just donated that methyl group. Okay. And in order for, again, this happens a billion times a second. Okay. So we need to constantly repair or recycle methionine. Okay. We need to get that methyl group back on methionine so that he can do it again. Okay. Now, when homocysteine's there, it's a sign that we need that methyl group back. So how do we get that methyl group back? The easiest thing to do is to remethylate. Okay. We just get the methyl group back. We recycle homocysteine back into a methyl group on methionine. Okay, how do we do that? This is where we use all your B vitamins. Okay, this is where B12, folate, or trimethylglycine or glycine. These are all the B vitamins that are required for this process of taking homocysteine and forming that methyl group to go back onto methionine. That is the most important way, or that's the easiest way, rather. There is another way out, which is glutathione. If you guys have ever heard of that. Okay, this is like the draining system. This is kind of like it's not the primary way, it's kind of a secondary way that we can get rid of homocysteine, is through this antioxidant pathway of glutathione. Okay, think of it like the drain. So we basically have two ways to get rid of homocysteine. It's either through all these B vitamins and recycling homocysteine back to form that methyl group, so the methionine is back where he was before. He's got the methyl group back, or we get rid of it through its antioxidant pathway with glutathione. Okay, hopefully everybody's with me so far. Honestly, we could end right there, and that would be enough for you guys to understand what the hell homocysteine is. But we're not going to end there. So homocysteine, okay, if we look at the numbers here, so medical factor or medical numbers, we're looking at like less than 9 is good. Functional ranges, even less than that. So we want to be like less than 6 or 7. If you're above 9, and then 9 to 15, you're having this buildup. Okay, it means that for whatever reason, this is not going back to this or going that way either. He's just building up. All right. So it's a sign. It's a sign that methionine's out there. All the methionines are in need. They're donating their methyl groups and they're not getting shit in return. Okay. Which means, again, your body cannot methylate. It can't donate that methyl group to other things that are in need. Okay. Which means you can't produce dopamine as much, which makes you feel good. Okay. You can't focus as much. You can't detoxify things that are harmful to your body. You can't recycle hormones. You can't repair your DNA. You can't repair a whole bunch of different things. Okay. Which is obviously not good. So if your levels are above 15, there is a big backup going on. Okay. Either your body is really in need or inefficient at using B vitamins, or it's very, very deficient in general, or it can't use any of the inactive forms. It has a very hard time with the antioxidant pathway, which means that you may have a lot of oxidative stress or oxidative damage in your body. Or there's something bigger going on, like your thyroid is an issue, which all could correlate to homocysteine being high. Now, what the hell is homocysteine high? Like, what does it do? What's going on? Like, what can we look at? So there is a 1.5 greater risk of a cardiac event if your homocysteine is high. Having homocysteine, roam around in the blood vessels is very toxic. Okay. It basically nudges the body towards clotting, which obviously we don't want to do. We need this combined with things like ApoB or your blood lipids to get a good idea of how stressed your heart and brain are. Okay. Now, why your cycle may run slow. Okay. This is the genes. These are where the genes come in. So just before, when I was looking at this guy, all right, I said that this remethylation system or pathway requires all those B vitamins, right? And this drain is more antioxidant glutathione, okay? Now, if we look at your genes, so there's a lot of reasons why these things can be happening, okay? So MTHFR is the most famous gene. This is the guy that most people, this one gets a lot of attention, and it's mainly just because it's what activates folate, okay? So if you have less active folate, that folate and B12 are the main guys, the main drivers of remethylating. Okay, so to get that methyl group back on top of methionine or with methionine to fuel up the fuel tank again, we really need a lot of B12 and active folate. And with this MTHFR gene, or both of these variants, you have a lot less chance of getting those active forms. Okay, so even if you're eating B vitamins, you're not able to transform those things into the active forms that actually do the recycling. Okay. MTR and MTRR have a big part to play in B12. All right. So B12 and folate are the biggest players. These genes are the biggest regulators of how well you can use those vitamins. Okay. This is why a lot of times you see MTHFR and all this stuff. And this is why a lot of doctors will look at these genes and then they'll give you like a B12 shot or, folates or B vitamins or B complex or whatever. Okay. Because those two, folate and B12, are really, really important to remethylate or to add that methyl group back. Right. There are some other reasons aside from those. These are the recyclers, right? So this is taking that homocystine, recycling it back into the methyl group. Now that other route, the drain, so to speak, has a different pathway. Okay, that mainly revolves around B6. Okay, so it's a little bit different. There's also things like betaine or trimethylglycine, which can be kind of this backdoor that we use. And there's also other genes like COMT that has a part to play in your dopamine or neurotransmitters. Basically, to produce dopamine, to have the drive, to have the feel good stuff, that all requires methylation. So you can have this backup. This is why you can feel groggy. This is why you can feel unmotivated and all that kind of stuff if homocysteine is high. Because this methyl group that we're trying to get back is also required for all these neurotransmitters. Okay, so if there's a backup in homocysteine, then there's obviously a problem. All right, think of homocysteine like you see an accident on the street. It's not the accident itself. It's not the damage. It's the line of cars before the accident that tells you something's wrong. Okay, that's essentially what homocysteine buildup is like. It's telling you that something's backed up, something's wrong. Now, the MTHFR gene is probably the most important gene in this. This is the one that gets all the attention because it can be really impactful. So about 30 to 60% decreased activity of folate. So like, in other words, you could be essentially taking in folate or eating folate or getting it from your diet and not using most of it or not getting the active form of it, which means that it can't do shit to recycle. Okay. This is why when you supplement to fix these genes or to fix your homocysteine, I would tell you guys to get the methyl formed B vitamins in enough quantities because we're bypassing this step. Because if you guys have these genes that are issues, then you're not going to be able to even use those. So we have to give you the methyl form of it. We have to give you the active form of it so your body doesn't have to do any work. It's just there. All right. And then the biggest guy is trimethylglycine, which is found in the Thorne supplement, the Methyl Guard. So if you guys had high homocysteine, that's the supplement that I recommended to you. And that's why it gives you all this shit so that your body, your genes don't have to do this stuff. It can just get what it needs, basically. So again, we have the folate and B12 route. Okay, so let me just go back to this. Oh, shit. Here we go. All right, so we have methionine. Again, this is like just a guy running around your bloodstream. Okay, it's amino acid. You're getting it from proteins. It's got all these methyl groups on it that makes everybody happy. As soon as there's something going on, there's hormones needs to detoxify. There's damage on your DNA. It needs to fix. It needs to produce dopamine to make you feel good. Whatever. It needs to lend its methyl group in order to do that. Okay, that's where SAMe comes in. He basically just takes that methyl group from here and it gives it to wherever he's going. When that's done, when this process is done, homocysteine is left. This is our signal. This is our flare to say, hey, this dude doesn't have any methyl groups anymore. We need to get him a methyl group. Okay. And then we have to remethylate in order to get that methyl group back on top of methionine. And we need all those B vitamins and trimethylglycine and all this stuff in order to do that. This is where all those genes, the MTHFR, MTR, all those genes come in because they require, or they are the parts that allow you to activate those B vitamins. Okay. We can bypass them by giving you guys a supplement that has all the methyl forms so they can do this process easy. All right. There is this backdoor. Okay. This is like kind of the backdoor here where we can use B6. We could use trimethylglycine, which is the supplement that's also in the supplement that I gave you guys as kind of a last ditch resort. And then glutathione plays a big role there, which is the big antioxidant. Okay. That also requires B6. So basically, homocysteine is your check engine light going on. And it's telling your body that it needs to get that methyl group back and it needs to restore methionine. And it needs all of this stuff in order to do that. Okay. Now, there's some interesting research on here. I won't have to go over this too much. Oh, boy. Now, when you are, this is what I was looking for.
Can you let people in from the waiting room?
I guess. All right, let me go back. So here's what's really interesting. So I hope you guys kind of understand homocysteine. What's in play here? Yeah.
Like I said, she's willing to help.
You're muted, Dev.
God damn it, muted myself. I meant to mute everybody else. All right, son of a bitch. All right, so in older adults with high homocysteine, which is they define as over 13, they gave 2 years of B vitamins, so folate, B6, and B12, folate and B12, recycle and add the methionine back on top. Okay, that goes to the normal one-way recycling, the main pathway, and then B6 is the exit ramp. So they gave them both fields. They gave them all the stuff that they needed in order to get rid of that homocysteine either direction. Okay, it cut the rate of brain atrophy by more than half versus placebo. Their brains shrank 50% less. So 2 groups both had high homocysteine. One group got screwed and got like a sugar pill. It's kind of fucked up. The other group got all the good stuff, folate, B6, and B12. Their brains shrank 50% less. That's wild. That's wild. Okay. Just from the methyl formed folate, B12, and B6. Again, folate and B12. I'm going to be really annoying. Keep going back to this chart. Okay. Homocysteine, again, methionine is the ship. He's running around your system. That's the amino acid. He's got the methyl groups. He donates that methyl group when there's something in need. Okay. That's what the SAMe guy is doing. Okay. Boom. That methyl group is gone. He did his job. He donated. He's a great guy. Okay. Now homocysteine is left. That's your check engine light saying, hey, this dude needs a methyl group back. He does that in 2 ways. Okay. Or we recycle homocysteine ideally and we remethylate him. That means we get that methionine, a methyl group back. We do that through all the B vitamins, okay? But there's the back door, glutathione, okay, which is an antioxidant, and also B6 plays a huge role with glutathione, which could be a one-way exit. But that's not necessarily ideal. It works, but what we really want to do is get him back, okay? So what they did, going back to this research study to make it clear, is they gave them, that's not it, they gave them folate and B12, which was going back up. Okay, that was recycling. They also gave them B6 just in case. Okay, and 50% less brain shrinkage, which is just fucking crazy. Their homocysteine levels fell by about 30%. Okay, so basically what they did is they gave them this stuff. They saw their homocysteine go down by 30%, which then caused a 50% less brain shrinkage. So yeah, not bad. Okay. There was a side note there, by the way, where this worked even better with omega-3s. So if you guys notice, just about every time I give all of you guys fish oil, because fish oil just makes everything better, pretty much, except for fiber. Doesn't make slim husky better. All right. So when homocysteine builds up, okay, again, it's a sign, the check engine light. Okay, this is where you're gonna get the foggy, slow recall, the flat mood, low drive. Again, this plays a role in detoxifying hormones. It plays a role in producing all of your neurotransmitters, okay, dopamine, for instance, all your adrenaline receptors, everything. Okay, if you have these groggy mornings, you feel like shit, you crash. Not to mention it's cardiovascular disease risk. And this works synergistically with other guys. So like if your insulin levels are high, if your ApoB is high and homocysteine is high, it's working synergistically with everything, okay, to give you a much higher risk of cardiovascular disease, okay? When it's cleared and your homocysteine is low, that means your body is methylating fine. It's methylating quickly. It's replacing that methyl group really fast so that methionine can go out and work again. That's what will give you the sharper focus, faster recall, much steadier mood. Okay, you're gonna be able to produce dopamine as you should. You're not gonna have a backlog of it. You're not where you're not producing it like you should, which will give you that clean energy, and you'll have a much lower risk of cardiovascular disease. And obviously, if you just saw from that research study, brain shrinkage, which is fucking nuts. Okay, so what we do is we look at your fasted homocysteine level and we compare that with your DNA. Okay, homocysteine again is that check engine light. That's us getting a pulse on how well your body's methylating. Because if homocysteine is high, that means there's a lot of methionines out there that donated a methyl group and never got it back. Okay. The biggest thing that runs that pathway are the B vitamins. So what we do is we look at your DNA to see exactly what guys are at fault. And then we're going to give you those supplements to fix that. Okay. The supplement that we recommend are the ones that have a high amount of the methyl formed B vitamins, because all of those genes are in some way making it difficult for you to use those B vitamins, even if you have them. That's why we supplement to get around that. It also has trimethylglycine in it, which is the backdoor route. Okay. So it gives you both options, just like that research study did where they gave you the B12 and the folate. They also gave you the B6 that gave you both options to get rid of homocysteine. Okay. We do the same thing in the supplement. Okay. Then we put that in place. We'll give you those supplements and then we'll retest it. To give you guys an idea of how much you can move homocysteine in just 12 weeks, mine was the highest that I've ever seen anybody's homocysteine. Yay, go me. And it was like fucking 23, 24. It was really high. I had one of my doctor buddies like just laugh actually at me. He literally had never seen it be that high. So I took a shit ton of these methyl formed B vitamins, trimethylglycine. I took trimethylglycine on top of trimethylglycine. I was doing a whole bunch of stuff. And I lowered it dramatically. So this can lower very quickly, which means that your body can get back to normal very quickly. But if these genes are at fault, then taking those methyl formed B complex is probably something that you're going to have to do for life, because you're always going to have this backup from a DNA level, from a genetic level. You're going to have the inability to use those methyl formed B vitamins to recycle that methyl group. Okay. And that is it. If you guys want to look up this research a little bit more, you could look at all these guys. This is all the fancy research that went into this. You can check it out. But in short, what I want you guys to really understand is that homocysteine is kind of like your check engine light, okay? It's saying that methionine, which is the amino acid that we're getting from food, remember the essential amino acid that we're getting from food. That means we have to get it from food, okay? You guys are probably all getting enough of that because your protein intakes are through the roof, okay, on purpose. So you're probably getting enough methionine. Now that guy has to donate that methyl group in order to do 1,000 different things in the body. When that methyl group is donated, he's left with homocysteine. So that marker, that homocysteine rises, the more methionine donates the methyl groups and doesn't get it back. Okay, remember, this happens 1 billion times a second. That's how important it is to get those methyl groups back. Every part of your body, from DNA to repair, which is essentially aging, to hormones, to neurotransmitters, to everything is reliant on your body's ability to donate these methyl groups. Okay, so we have to replenish those methyl groups as fast as we can, and if you're not doing it quick, your homocysteine levels will rise. And we fix that through those B vitamins. And if you needed to, you could also use things like glutathione. Okay, glutathione is used for a whole bunch of stuff. It's kind of the master antioxidant, but that also requires B6. So even glutathione injections, for instance, alone won't do it because it requires B6. So if the B vitamins are an issue from those genes, even glutathione won't work without the B6. Okay, that is that. School is now ended. Any questions on homocysteine? That shit fascinating. Anybody else fascinated, or is it just me? Everyone else doesn't give a shit. Yeah, hit me with some questions. Does multivitamin usually have enough vitamin B to counteract the high levels?
Yes, that's a lot of.
No. So multivitamins will definitely not have enough B vitamins if you have the genetic issues, because it's not only the amount that we need to be high, but it's also the form. So methylcobalamin, I believe that's how you pronounce it, is the active form of B12. If you look at a regular multivitamin, you're probably not going to see the methyl form. It's a lot more expensive. So some multivitamins are really good, like Legion's really good. I'm sure that has methyl groups in it or the methyl form B vitamins in it. But most multivitamins won't have enough B vitamins, and they won't have the methyl form of the B vitamins. And so if you have the MTHFR or MTR genes that are issues, you're not going to be able to biotransform those B vitamins into something useful. And so you're still going to have homocysteine that's high. Any other, Jenny, you have a question? I heard something going on over there. Nope, just gonna hit the old mute button there. Gotcha, Jenny. What else we got? Any other questions? I mean, it doesn't have to be about homocysteine.
Oops, back.
Yeah, no, I know. I was making noise. I'm sorry because I was going to ask a question. Yeah.
How we doing, Jenny?
Doing well. Thank you.
Good.
Listening to you and thinking that is this why it has to do too with supplements that you prescribed to me because I was deficient in a lot of the stuff that you're saying.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the supplement that I usually give for this is the Methyl Guard by Thorne, which is it has all of this and to show you guys. In fact, let me actually just show you guys what this looks like because I want you guys to be able to read labels and see what the differences are. Somebody give me like a shitty multivitamin name. Anybody have a good one? Anyone have a shitty multivitamin?
I'm taking the Thorne, but what about Nature's Bounty?
Nature's Bounty? Let's do it. Sounds good. Nature's Bounty. Let's see. Let's see how good it is. Is that like okay, here we go. Oh, nice. Yeah, this is gonna be a good one. All right. Let's see this in real time, guys, because I have no idea what we're about to walk into here. Let's see. Computer's free. Stand by. All right.
Cool. I have a question while you're looking that up. So,
yeah.
I take so many doggone things. So I put all my pills in the pill case, right? Last week, I don't know if it was the temperature, but my Methyl Guard, they started changing colors. Is that bad? I threw them out. I didn't take it.
Yeah. That's a really good question. So yeah, that is actually normal. I don't think those are supposed to be outside the I don't think they can get sun. Were they like in
No,
the
it wasn't even getting sun. They were just like on my dining table, and it just, I mean, the windows are there, but the shades were closed. I guess it was just so hot.
maybe
Yeah.
I don't know if the heat
Yeah.
went through it, probably like oxidized or something.
Yeah, I threw them out, so that's bad. So if they go from, because they're usually white, but they started looking a little non-white,
They won't be
like
like
cream.
orange. They'll be like turmeric looking. They'll be like an
Yeah.
orangish. But yeah,
Yeah.
they can definitely go bad for sure.
Okay.
That's kind of like fish oil too. Fish oil can get oxidized pretty quickly.
Okay.
Yeah, and as a side note, if you guys ever do get fish oil, you want to make sure that the package is actually dark. You shouldn't let sunlight into it. That's how you know if it's a good one. Nature's Bounty is being hard to get right now. I don't know what's going on. Anybody else got questions?
Let's see if I can look it up.
Try something else.
No, we're committed. We're committed, Jenny. Here we go. All right. Now let's just find thorns, and then we'll do the yep. Okay. Let's see.
Oh, there you
What
go.
we got here? Let me just find the old back. Here it is. Let's find the B12. Okay, so B12. Somebody remember this. We got 100 micrograms of the cyanocobalamin.
Cyanocobalamin.
All right, can you say it again? Who said that?
Cyanocobalamin.
That one. Okay.
Yeah, that.
100 micrograms of that. Okay. Everybody remember that. And let's throw out somebody else. Let's see. We got B6 in here. B6, not P5P. Okay. So pyroxidine hydrochloride, 50 milligrams. Okay. Let's just look at those two. What else we got? Anything else? Whatever. All right. So this is a regular multivitamin. All right. Now, if we compare this to the big guns, which will be Thorne's MethylGuard, this is specifically to get rid of homocysteine. Okay. You will see methylcobalamin, which is B12. Okay. This is the methyl form. See how it says methylcobalamin, whatever. All right. Are you guys seeing this?
No.
Fuck. I just say that. So you see B12. Okay, this is the methyl form, methylcobalamin, 1.2 milligrams. Okay, that's 1,200 micrograms.
Wow.
Okay, what did I say the other one was?
100.
100. This is 1,200, and this is the active form. Okay, so if you're getting 100 milligrams of the other one, not only are you getting a tenth of what you're getting here, but it's the non-active form. So if you have any of those genes that are an issue, you can't even do anything with it. Okay. And then what else did we look at the other one? B6.
6, yeah.
How much was the other one? B6?
50.
50 micrograms. All right. So this is 20 milligrams. That's crazy. That's nuts. And this is the active form, the P5P. It's a much different bioavailable form of B6. Not to mention the beauty here, which is trimethylglycine, which is just like a powerhouse. This is the exit ramp basically for homocysteine. So you can see just how different this supplement, which is the one that we would recommend, is from like a standard multivitamin. It's not even in the same universe. And so if you look at, again, we just pulled that random supplement out, but you can see how different it is. And this is why, it's so different when you're just, or vitamins are not just vitamins. Like the form that you're getting, the amount that you're getting, all of these things is so important. So yeah, hopefully that just shows you guys the difference. That's nuts. That is a crazy difference. A tenth, not even B6 was 10 times that. So yeah, hopefully that helps. And also, like I said, the form of it is a lot different too. So when it comes to things like what's going on in your biomarkers, what levels you have, there is a very specific thing that you would need to move that. And that's why we do the blood work before and after, because we're not just after, hey, let's take this and see what happens. Like, we know what's happened. We've done this 1,000 times. Like, we know what dose of something is going to work, mainly just from the research studies. Like, we have plenty of research studies that have shown exactly what to do with what biomarkers. And we look at the genes. And so we know, like, if you didn't know your genes, then who knows? It may be a gamble. You may be getting certain forms of B vitamins and not others, and blah, blah, blah. What else we got? Any other questions?
I saw Taylor and Brittany put in there, how about Nature's Made collagen peptide gummies? On FDA Mead, there's no vitamin B at all in them.
No way. Did you look it up?
Yeah.
Let's go. Wait, is anybody taking a multivitamin here? Taylor, are you guys taking that one right now?
Nope.
We had
no.
ordered the Nature Made collagen peptides because the other one was like a powder on Thorne's website. Everything else we bought from Thorne, but we thought maybe we could get away with this for the peptides. Possibly not.
The peptides, that was for like protein, probably. Yeah, that wasn't for any of these biomarkers, right?
This is like just like a separate random thing. But while we were looking at like Nature's Bounty, I figured Nature Made was, branched off.
Well, here's one thing we can look at. Let's see. Nature's Made. I don't know if you guys saw, I had to pull up the research study of one of the reasons why we use Thorne is because Nature's Made is not looking good over here.
They're saying Thorns are the best supplements now with everything. I was
Thorne
listening
is
to
by
something
far the best. They're tested by so many third-party tests to establish the purity. That's why I'm looking at Nature's Made right now to see. Looks like they're under a little attack here. Says their prenatal vitamins have heavy metals, including lead, arsenic, and some other shit.
Good shit.
Go. Yeah, so I probably wouldn't I wouldn't take those. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass because I can't find the other research. Michelle, you on here? You still walking?
Yeah, I'm still walking.
There she is. Do you remember that study that showed like the creatine and stuff that was like fake?
Oh my God. It was Amazon. We couldn't find, Lindsay and I couldn't find it again. And then I looked on the label on the Amazon site, didn't even match the label on the bottle. And then it said the amount in two different spots on Amazon and it didn't, and then it was different on the label. And then we went to go try to get it because it tastes so delicious. They weren't even available anymore. I even posted on the site, like, I'm curious, here's pictures. Why is this all not matching? So I probably stirred the pot.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can't get them anymore. My fault.
You called them out. Good shit.
But it was like nothing matched. I didn't know how much this was to take. And then they were different sizes.
It was like a British influencer, right?
They were called Happy Yum.
Oh, they were good. It was good
Brand.
candy.
Wait, Ashley, what are you talking about? Was that the study that
Yeah, there was a influencer who took all the gummies and third party tested them all.
I saw
Is that what you're
something.
talking about?
I saw something recently on that, but that wasn't the ones that I was talking about. But I'm sure it was involved.
Yeah, I used to recommend these creatine gummies all the time.
They were so good.
And then we found out there
But
was
then no purpose.
You found out there's no creatine in the creatine gummies.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was another study that was it wasn't even about gummies. They sampled a whole bunch of different main labels and main companies, supplement companies, and they tested a bunch of random products, like just anything from like a multivitamin to vitamin D to creatine to whatever. And they looked at how many of the supplements were matched in the lab versus what the label said. And there was only about 40% of what they tested actually directly matched, meaning that like the company said, yes, it has this much X in it, and it was right. That means 60% more was not correct. And of the 60% that was not correct, there was 30% of them that had zero of the active ingredients. Zero. That means that means you bought vitamin D and it had zero vitamin D in it. That's fucking crazy. Okay. These things are not regulated. So like it's nuts. The supplement world is crazy. Like you have to really, really trust who you're getting from. And if you get anything other than Thorne, so Thorne is legit 1000%. They are tested. So even the UFC backs Thorne. And I don't know if you guys ain't know like UFC, like they are the most rigorously tested sport that there possibly is. Like they're crazy. So like even they back Thorne, which is nuts. They're the only ones. Thorne, but UFC only backs Thorne. Really complicated to say. Okay, so it's very, very like Thorne is legit. So you pay, like it's definitely a lot more expensive, but I mean you're putting this shit in your body, so you know it kind of makes sense that you should be paying a decent amount for it. But you'll like there's even like I've gotten theanine, and like if I crank caffeine too high, I get anxious. Okay, and so I take theanine to cancel the anxiety. I have had to take like 4 to 5 pills of theanine from other sources like Now Foods or something to match what I feel with just one Thorne pill. It's crazy. It makes a massive difference. So like, yeah, supplements is something it's tough because you know you can go on Amazon, you can find things that are really cheap. The only thing I would say is if you don't go with Thorne, make sure you whatever supplement you're testing or you're looking for, let's say it's creatine, just follow it up with third-party tested. So like creatine, third-party tested on Amazon. And then when you're looking at Amazon and you're looking at that product, look for the company that actually third-party tested.
Devin, do you have any thoughts on like
don't just
prescription?
make it, if they see what was that?
Do you have any thoughts on, so like my daughter was ordered folic acid to go along with the medication that she's taking. I haven't picked it up yet, but the more I think about it, I wonder how, it's a prescription, but there's a manufacturer involved. So like, is it really, I wonder if I should go get it somewhere else.
Yeah, prescriptions should be okay if the FDA is involved because the FDA.
Say again? Sorry, it's breaking up.
He said prescription should be okay because the FDA is involved.
Yeah. Be curious though.
Yeah.
I'll see what the first script looks like in the manufacturer and search them up a little bit.
Breaking up? Yeah, damn it.
Yeah, it's like weird. It's going in and out.
Video. I don't know. But yeah, I think if it's prescription, you're probably fine because it's going to be cleared by the FDA. But yeah, other supplements, I would definitely caution.
Yeah.
Sure. And Laura, so third-party tested means that there's another company, an outside company that's not involved. So like, let's say Perform Fuel is my company. I sell supplements, right? So a third-party test means that there's another company that makes their living off testing supplement companies to see if they're legit. And I'm not affiliated with them. I don't pay them at all. And they test my supplements and they post how pure they are. And so if you allow third-party testing, then you're going to be a lot more good.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. You just have to make sure that when you guys do search supplements, that there's like a company that's legit, that's third-party testing. Usually there are, if they say the third-party testing, it's legit. I don't think they can say that unless it's accurate, but I'm not sure. But yeah, you have to. The one thing you guys have to realize that supplements are not regulated at all, like at all. So there's no governing body for supplements. It's not like drugs where the FDA is involved. They're not involved at all with supplements. So I could create a supplement right now, and I could post it on Amazon, and nobody could test it. Nobody's looking at it. Nobody's doing anything to it. So it's pretty crazy. But anyway, any other?
So you take everything from Torn, David, like protein and stuff?
Yeah, so Legion is a really good brand. Legion is definitely legit, and Thorne, I would get all of like the vitamins and minerals and fibers and all that kind of stuff from. When it comes to protein powder, I mean, you don't have to necessarily worry about like the protein amount in protein powder. Companies aren't really going to The only thing I would be worried about in protein powders is like the ingredients. If you're getting like a quote shitty company, then they may be putting more, I don't know, ingredients in there that they're not listing or something maybe. But the protein amount itself would be fine. But Legion's a good brand. Prestige Labs is a good brand. I'll link some of these. I'll put it in the chat. Legion Athletics, Prestige Labs, and then Thorn. Those are like the best 3 companies that I've seen. If you're just getting protein, though, like I said, it's not a big deal to get regular companies for just protein powder. But everything else, especially if you're trying to correct a biomarker, or you're trying to get specific formed vitamins, like the methyl form vitamins or something like that, then I would definitely go with the brands that are established and third-party tested and legit.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, of course. Body Tech is Vitamin Shop, right?
Yeah, their brand.
Yeah.
Let's see. How do I? So this is what I would do. I'm just going to do this live. Hold on. Where's my? Where is? All right. Let's do this shit. So if I was looking to see if it was legit, I would first just Google if it was third-party tested, and then see what kind of shit comes up here. Yep. So probably not. So this is a good example. So you see how it's like they're saying that Vitamin Shop is backed by their brand quality promise, right? So it guarantees purity and potency, but it's them that's saying that, right? So it's not third party tested. So like these brands are companies, NSF or Certified for Sport, these are companies that third party test that are legit. They get like a brand. So it's like if your company is NSF certified, then NSF backs you by saying that you're legit. So like those would be companies that you could go to. So yeah, right off the bat, I would probably say it's not. But let's Google NSF certified creatine. Thorn, lo and behold. So I love how Thorn comes up right away. That's awesome. So yeah, if you Google this NSF certified for sport, you can see all this kind of stuff. We can see what's going on here. First form. You guys are still seeing this, right? I think. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So all of these guys would be. Whoa, we got gummies. NSF certified gummies. Nice. There you go, guys. Beast Bites. Let's check these fuckers out. All right, let's see what we got. Hawaiian fruit punch. Let's go.
I think your video is like very delayed.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Is everybody also just seeing my face?
Yep.
Yeah, cool.
Wait, what? Nobody's seeing my screen?
No, we see your screen.
It's your screen and my face.
I don't know what happened. Nobody saw that whole thing?
No, we did.
No, we saw it. We saw it.
Thank God. Okay.
Yeah.
And Ashley's face. It
And
just
my
made it
face.
even better.
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. Put your face everywhere. Oh, that's really funny. So if you guys are curious, let me just put this link in here. So like if you guys saw me do that, that's exactly what I would do if I was looking at supplements. I would literally just Google the brand and put, is it third party tested with question mark with Google, and then see what it says. If you notice on that Body Tech, it said that they say that it's pure by their brand, but that's their brand, right? So like, of course they're going to say that. But if they have a third party test, then you can give it, more credibility. NSF is a really good. That's probably the easiest one to search, I would say. NSF Sport. They're legit. So, but anyway, so that's what I would do.
There's an app. Have you ever tried Supco?
Sepco? No.
It's SUPPCO. There's
Ooh.
an app, and they give every supplement a rating based on like third party testing,
Oh, no way.
ingredients. Yeah, they the cost per. They actually, I think Function Health just bought them though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but Jeremy and I were using it. Now that they got bought, I feel weird about it. But you could like Thorne always had a really high rating on it. Obviously, yeah.
Supco? So
Supco, yeah, SUPPCO.
Just downloaded it.
Sup.co, if anybody's looking for the website.
Oh, is that yeah.
Oh, wow, this is sick. Yeah,
No, it was cool.
Yeah, here we go. Now we're talking. Wow. Yeah, this is legit. Yeah, if you guys want to, I love it says at the top, Function has acquired Supco.
It's recent, yeah.
Yeah, Metagenics, that's a good company too. They're always legit. Yeah, this is good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. Yeah, this is probably the best site if you guys want to check it out. You can look at you could probably look at any supplement company too, right?
Yeah, you could look up the app if you get it, you could scan barcodes.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. I forgot somebody came up with it. There's somebody behind it.
Fucking Mark Hyman, is that him?
Well,
That's the guy that owns Function, right?
Mark Hyman, yeah, he owns Function, so he bought it.
I don't like his face. Where's that guy from? I hate that guy.
He's the rocks doctor.
I love that guy.
I know. It's tough, right? Yeah. Now you like him.
All right, I like him. Yeah, he won. He wins. Well played, sir. That's a really cool site, though. If you guys want to check that out, that's really good, actually. And get the app; it's even better. Yeah. So if you guys want to have fun, just go scan all the shit that you take. You'll just take it. We'll gambling playing out there. Oh shit. Oh wait, Regina, I just saw you guys. Sorry, I missed that. Naked in Oregon. What? Oh man, I'm trying to remember. There was one brand that's vegan that was the worst brand out of everything in the world. It wasn't these, but what is it? It's fuck. It was so bad. It had so much chemicals and shit into it. It was crazy.
Yeah.
You remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Let's look at this brand here. Let's see. But naked. Brands naked. Nothing. What else was it? Naked and what?
Orgain.
Orgain. Orgain looks pretty legit, actually.
Yeah, Orgain is the brand from from Costco.
Wow.
And it does say that it's not NSF certified, and then they don't necessarily they do some third party, but I don't know if they do heavy metal testing. Whereas I think the Naked has NSF certification, and they do heavy metal testing and stuff. That's what I looked up after I asked the question.
It looks like, yeah. Honestly, Orgain looks like it has it's third party certified. Yeah, it's certified by NSF actually. I'm seeing from Orgain. I didn't see.
I wonder if that's their way. Because I think the whey might be, but I don't know if the vegan is.
Oh. Let's see, gluten-free, organic. Non-GMO verified. Yeah, I don't see the heavy metals, but everything else.
Okay, so it's not bad. That's the stuff we're eating, so I'm happy to hear it's not bad.
Yeah, that actually looks pretty good.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy when you start getting into this stuff to see what's what's going on. Good stuff. Yeah. Any other questions out there? Nothing. All right. All right. I'll shut up. I'll let you guys go do your thing. All right, guys. Thank you all for coming. I appreciate you guys. Hopefully that helped a little bit. Now you guys all know about your homocysteines out there. Ready to rock and roll. All right, guys. Have a good night.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Peace.
Bye, guys.